So welcome everyone, welcome to all of you who came a little bit later. Welcome. This is about starting to deserve a better life. Starting to deserve actually a great life. Let's put it that way. Not even better, but a great life. A life that feels empowering for you to live. A life that nourishes you on all levels. A life that I believe we are meant to live on this earth. I know we all incarnated on this earth, on this planet, in very weird times if you look at it. Very polarized times with a lot of chaos. All of these dark systems, all of these old, outdated, patriarchal systems, if you wish, are dissolving, are collapsing. And we see all the darkness underneath that. We see like everything that we see now, not necessarily on TV, in the mainstream media, but behind the scenes. Everything that we see is basically an exposure of what happens for thousands of years. It's not even new, right? It's not even new. Now it starts to be exposed because we have stepped into a new era. An era of awareness, an era of unification, where we unite, when we realize who we are, when we are stepping from victim consciousness to creator consciousness, when we start understanding ourselves as creators, not victims, right? And so, I'm really passionate about this. So, in this transition time that will last generations and generations, here we are, right? Here we are landing on Earth. Some of us think what is this? Is this a mistake? What is this life? Nothing makes sense. Understandable. But what I realized from my own journey, what I've been seeing on my own journey, is that I actually chose to be here. I chose the family I incarnate through. I chose the patterns and the generational curses and traumas that I'm supposed to purify and clean so that we leave a better world behind us. I chose all of this, right? I do not like to give my power away and say that I'm a victim of something. I like to take responsibility for my entire life and realize, hey, if I am the creator, then I can change and transform anything in my life that doesn't serve me, anything that is painful, anything that is outdated, any traumas that I came with. And trust me, I experienced deep loss, grief, shame, failure. I have a museum of failures that I can just to show you that I didn't have an easy journey. But that's not what I'm here for today. I'm here exactly on the opposite, to show that even though your life was hard, even though, and I'm sure you resonate, I'm sure you had challenges and you might have even now challenges in your life that you just can't understand, you just can't break through that easy, right? No matter if it's the year of the horse or the year of the snake or whatever astrology, whatever event, it's external event is out there telling you how something is going to change, you might still feel that heaviness. You might still feel your heaviness and your challenges. And so the way, like what I learned the most in life is that this heaviness, these challenges, is exactly what fueled my desire and feeling that I deserve to live a great life. Because it takes, apparently in this dual world, in this dual reality, in this polarized universe that we live in, It takes fear to appreciate, to be courageous, right? It takes hate to appreciate love. It takes lack to appreciate abundance. It takes complaining and entitlement to appreciate in general, to be appreciative and be grateful for what you have, right? It takes loss to appreciate the people in your life that are there. It takes breakup to appreciate your next relationship more. It takes rock bottoms to appreciate money, to appreciate abundance, to appreciate prosperity, and so forth. Like there's so many examples I could give, but I think you got the point. So we live in this dual reality, right? And we came here, and in order for us to live a great life, we need to integrate the heavy part of it. We need to integrate the biggest darkness that comes alive in our being while we're just navigating this human journey. And I want to share with you what that darkness looks like, because there is a general darkness that we all experience. And so, first is the shadow of unworthiness. Collectively, we all have this shadow of unworthiness, that we are not worthy. We are not worthy of good things. We are not worthy of our lives. We have to prove ourselves to someone. And that comes simply because for thousands and thousands of years, we have been trained into these control systems, power-hungry, greedy systems and empires that have been created on this earth. We have been trained through them, through these hierarchical systems, right? And so we always feel that we need to prove ourselves in order to be worthy. The truth is, the actual, like, universal truth is that you are worthy. Both me and you, we are both worthy just by being what we are. The creation chose you to be you in this very time on this planet, right here, right now. If that is not a demonstration of your worthiness, then I don't know what else could be more worthy than that. I don't know what else can be a proof of how worthy you are. You are worthy just by being you. I am worthy just by being me. And the shift to live a great life is to fully understand this and embody it, and know that you have a choice to look at life from a place of I'm not good enough, to believe these systems, right? These systems of taking, using your life force, using your power to support them. This is what happens here, right? This is no joke. This is what happens here on Earth. The systems that are in place, the governmental systems, the institutions, the societies, are taking from planet Earth. They are taking it, like taking resources, taking everything. And now we are learning that there's better ways. There's actually free ways. You don't need to take from the planet the oil, to dig into the earth and take the oil and the minerals and all of that to create and generate electricity anymore. You can get it straight from the sun. You can get it through the air, through the waters, through the rivers that are effortlessly flowing. You can even get it through magnetic energy, through force that is magnetic, like Tesla demonstrated more than 100 years ago. So we are finally, after we tried for so much time, after these people were in power for so much time with their lower consciousness we are finally seeing that there's another way. And I don't want to blame anyone for this and for what we have been going through for the last thousands of years. Really, I don't want to blame it, because when you blame, you're literally putting yourself into a victim consciousness. So we have to understand it from a higher perspective. Why is this happening? Why it happened this way? So it happened because it was simply the dark age that existed here on earth. And this dark age was like, it was made aware in many cultures, many traditions, Kali Yuga, in Buddhism, in so many cultures that have this awareness of the ages, and how basically what happens here is, like, astronomically speaking, is that, you know, the moon rotates around Earth. We know that. The Earth rotates around the sun and all other planets. Every single one of them rotates around the sun. We know that too. Now the sun, the entire solar system, also rotates around something, and that is the core of the Milky Way galaxy, right? And it does that rotation. I think it takes around 225 million years to complete a rotation. That's crazy. And so in this journey of the Earth, in this massive galactic cycle of the solar system with Earth, we are experiencing different energetics, different consciousnesses, lower, denser consciousness, right? This is why we have been in survival mode and in a really dark period for the last few thousands of years. Really dark. If you think about it, people were killing each other just like animals do, right? And now we find killing to be like a felony, or we cannot even comprehend how can we kill each other. And it is absurd if you think about it. It's almost madness. So you cannot justify that anymore. It doesn't make any sense. But thousands of years ago, it was normal to do that. This is how low we came into, consciousness. And so many societal structures and systems were born from that energy of survival and fear and control and taking and getting, quite predatorial. And that was the consciousness of Earth. There was one or two people every now and then popping from the whole collective, showing us that there's a different way. People like, how you call it, ascended masters maybe, like Jesus, Buddha, Kuan Yin. In all traditions, everyone has their own person who somehow came to show them the truth. Whether that truth is real or however real it is, doesn't matter. The point is that you can see the same pattern, right? Now here we are. Thousands of years since this started, this dark age, at the end of it, and moving into another age, a golden age, an age of consciousness, an age of unity. So you can see the polarity within this, like the perfect duality of the universe. You can see through all this, what I just mentioned, through these two eras, right? And we are at the bridge between them. We are on the bridge, standing on the bridge, burning the things from the past, shedding the skin, shedding the layers of who we were, sometimes even 1 month ago, right? And learning how to actually deserve a greater life. Learning to let go of that proving to your boss, proving to your family, proving to your institutions, to your master, to whoever you give your power away as authority, even to God, right? We prove ourselves to God as well. We have to do these things so that God loves us. It is not true. We are loved unconditionally. We are made in the image of the Creator. in the image of God. Therefore, we are that creator ourselves. We are that love energy, and we can generate that love energy from the inside out. From the inside out into the world. So this is how you create a great life for yourself. From the inside out. You transmute that unworthiness. You transmute the shame and guilt that are there for generations. Both feminine and masculine lineages carry deep shame and guilt. Women carry the shame and guilt of failing, of not creating enough sustainability. But there's also so much to be grateful for, even in these systems that often we complain about. For example, the technology. You can travel with a plane. I know it's not the most evolved form of traveling, but it served us for many years, hundreds of years now. So same with transportation, cars, all of this. And if you think about it, they've been invented 100 years ago, around 100 years ago, so it's quite fresh. So there are things that are unfolding that are good, even in the systems. However, I feel like we've been really going into a complete extreme with it, where we removed nature and created concrete and glass, you know. And so there's a lot for us to still learn. However, the question is, what do you do? What do you do for yourself and for your own life to make it better? Never mind the collective, because the collective mind is like the puzzle, the big puzzle, and you are the piece. So what do you do on your piece that impacts the collective? That is the question. That is the question that we have to wake up with every single day. How can I be at service? How can I be at service for a greater life for everyone involved? Not just me, but everyone. But it starts with you. Always. It's always gonna start with you directly. And we have to understand something in this process as well. Someone says, proved long enough and exhausted from proving. Yeah, right? No more proving. No more proving. And let me tell you why. The creator that lives inside of you and me and in everything else, in all the beings, on all the planet, in all the galaxies and stars and nebulas and black holes even, that same creator is always whole and abundant. The creator inside, the creator that goes through this body, your soul, is always whole and abundant. It's always complete. It is complete. That's it. People chase things like ascension, enlightenment, this and that. You don't have to chase anything. See it as an experience. Yeah, I want to have more awareness of myself. Great, don't go get that awareness. But you are already complete. You are already whole. I think the biggest problems of society and of this world is seeing ourselves in lack. Seeing ourselves that we miss something. That creates such a subconscious sense of unworthiness, which is the collective shadow that I just mentioned, right? It creates such a big shadow of unworthiness that it's almost impossible to move out of that. It freezes you in time. So you are whole, even when you are in the last stage of cancer. You are whole. Even when you're going through the deepest pain in your entire life, the deepest darkness, you are whole. Even if you lost your lover, your family, your children even. You are always whole. You are never less. You are never less than the creator that you already are. You're never less than the powerful life force that flows through you. In fact, when you realize yourself as being always whole, always complete, always abundant, then let me tell you something, you can create anything you can imagine. You can, from that place, from that energy, you can create anything that you can imagine for yourself. And I'm not just saying this in theory. I'm saying this because I've been through 15 rock bottoms myself, trying to figure out who I am, what I'm made of, what's my role, what's my purpose here on this earth. I've been through great loss, and that includes people in my life, family, friends, death, then loss of identity, loss of image, loss of thinking that I'm this and that, attachments, heartbreaks, all of this. And I'm sure we all had our own darkness and journeys and our own pain and suffering. And here we are, standing whole with each other. What is missing? What do you think is missing? You have this life. I don't know. I'm sure there are different ages here. There's young people just as much as there will be elders here. You have this life temporary for, let's say, on average 80, 90 years. If you're very careful, you can actually live over 100. But you have this beautiful human life for a while. And imagine an entire life you're running around for years trying to seek for some form of enlightenment and ascension and completion from within yourself. All your life you want to do that. And you reach the end of it. It's the last day on earth. And God or the Creator or your soul calls you and say, hey, come over here. And whispers in your ear, did you enjoy your life? Did you live properly? Because this was the purpose of it all, to just live it. To just be alive in your human body and enjoy possibly that experience. Have a great experience. Did you enjoy it? And your answer will be, no, I was chasing something else my entire life. I was chasing wholeness. I was chasing my partner, my soulmate. I was chasing money. I was chasing enlightenment. I was chasing my entire life something. So here I am. Now I need to die and I haven't reached it. And then you imagine you perish, right? Your body leaves, your body dissolves, your soul leaves the body, and then you see the perspective and you're like, oh my God, I've been whole the whole time. This is who I am. And I got this beautiful vessel, this vehicle of meat. And all I did was to chase what I am already, to chase a feeling of connection with who I am, because this is what we all do through these things that we are chasing. We just want to feel deeply connected. We just want to feel that as a sense of eternity, of wholeness, of something, a destination, a sense of good feeling inside of us. This is why we are doing it. We think we're gonna live and feel better, and we do. However, that thing that we chase, we are already it. I know it's hard to believe that. I know this contradicts all the books that make you do whatever spiritual practices for thousands of hours or whatever. And that is a practice that can actually, that can help you. I'm not saying that it's not possible. But if you gonna have this energy of, I'm doing this because I lack, instead of I'm doing this because I want to experience something new and enjoy the experience, then it's never, no matter how many hours of meditation you do, no matter how many yoga classes you take, no matter how many cacao ceremonies and ecstatic dances you participate in, it's never going to be enough. It's the same chase as corporations and money and business or whatever other forms of wealth or illusions of wealth to say we are chasing. It's never going to be enough. In fact, spirituality was never and is never about how many spiritual practices you practice. I met spiritual people that are businessmen, that are running businesses, and actually myself, by just running my own soul business, my soul mission, my purpose business, I learned the most spiritual lessons I could ever learn from any yoga class I ever did. And I'm going to be honest with you, that's what the journey was. Me trying to be in my power, me trying to live my purpose, was the greatest spiritual training, and make a living out of it. Like, really make it sustainable, living based on who I am and what I love to do. This is the highest form of wealth, if you ask me. So rooting that reality, make it sustainable, make it stable for myself, make it work. Why? Because I deserve to live a great life being who I am and doing what I love. That was my greatest spiritual lesson. Nothing else. Nothing else. All other things were details, were things that matter sometimes and at times. I'm not here to diminish their value. On the contrary, I think they are valuable. I think they are habits and practices, but they are not the path. They are not the way. The way is to look into your darkness. The way is to sit with what is the most uncomfortable and look into it and illuminate it. That is my way. That's how I reached this point. By sitting with all these aspects of myself that were uncomfortable, by sitting with failure, by sitting with rock bottoms, by sitting with my shame, with my guilt, with my perfections, obsessions, addictions, temptations, distractions, by really acknowledging those and doing work there and choosing differently, is how I did the spiritual work, and by practicing, by doing. And so that's how we live a great life. We are showing up for the uncomfortable things because we want it better. If you don't show up to see your uncomfortable things, guess what happens? They're gonna repeat. They're gonna dominate your experience every single day. And you ask yourself at the end of your life, I was not able to face my fears, which are just illusions, really. Our fears are really just illusions because we are afraid that we're not gonna be living forever in these human bodies, and there's some threat to our existence, or they are just delusions, because after we leave these human bodies we are eternal anyways, so we might as well live our greatest life while we are here in this body. This is the purpose, and empower each other and support each other and enjoy, celebrate this human experience. I think this is the greatest purpose of this civilization. To finally enjoy ourselves. It's crazy if you think about it. This is, we did it. We all have been through so much stuff that we can share stories about for ages. We can write books about so many. I wrote my own book. I'm writing the second one. And so we might as well enjoy it now. We might as well chill, relax, enjoy, and still show up. Still show up when it's uncomfortable. It's a paradox. So from my own journey, living through my purpose and my creations is how I define a great life. Not by trying to earn a living, not what following whatever trend is right now to make money or stuff like that, or to secure my future and my family, and all of these things for me are nonsense. Honestly, are a waste of time. I'm not saying that there's no value there. I'm not saying that you cannot learn from them. I'm sure you can. I learned through my chaos. I learned through my pain and through many things myself. But what I'm saying is that for me personally, I love to live life based on how, like, what feels that I want to do, what my soul came here to do. That's the only way that I actually enjoy my life. This is the only way I feel like fulfilled from the inside out, and I'm willing to die for that. That's how much I love it. But I might as well live and enjoy, because it's fun. What I do is fun. This is what I do for a living. This is literally, I just show up as me, and I'm authentic, and I share my journey, and I teach people how to be masterful creators. It's such a gift. It's such a gift. Because we have never, why do I do this? Is because we have never been taught how to do this in school. We lack awareness on how to create things. There is no such education, there is no such curriculum that teaches you that you are a creator and you have to, you have the power to create anything in your life. As simple as that. This is the truth. We are learning through books like The Secret. We even call it The Secret. What secret? It's foundation. The laws of attraction are foundational. It is not a secret. Esoteric spiritual stuff shouldn't be a secret. They were pushed and held a secret so that others can thrive on your hours at work. Right? That's the secret. This is why the secret is a secret. Because some other people who reached the secret keep it as a secret. And now the secret is ready to be shared with everyone. And the secret is just one-sided. It's just the manifestation part, right? I love that book. That inspired my life. No questions. I shifted my entire perspective since then. I gave it to my mom too, and she did the same. But the fact that we don't have those kind of books and those kind of things in school, in educational system for our children to learn and grow with, and we still produce robots and slaves, with all the honesty. I'm not even exaggerating here. Our systems are made to produce slaves, period. And we are having slavery consciousness in our minds. And this is not something that is based on race or anything. That's every single race and civilization and nation who sells time and energy that is not exciting for them means that's slavery. That is it. I don't know how to say this in a way that is not intense, because I think it is. And I think we need to face it. And I think we have the power to change it. And how we do that is by showing up, being who we are, showing up to what excites us, showing us up to our soul calling, whatever that is. Maybe you're here to support people, to teach people things, to guide people, to sing, to create, to write, to create like revolutionary ideas about farming and gardening, engineering new things, technology. I don't know. But there is a calling deep inside that once you tap into, you can't ignore. And this is how we live our great life. And it's the only way. For me, I tried all other ways. I just tried all other ways. And I had the worst jobs you could imagine, and I had also the high top jobs of society, I would say, and opened my own businesses in it a few times, and it was all just experience. I learned from it, and then I went to what really, really mattered, and that's my own calling, my own creations. And the final thing that I want to speak about with you today is that the Creator, your soul, God, however you want to call it, literally begs you, it begs you to start deserving a greater life. It begs you. What if you find out actually that your soul and the Creator or God or the universe, it's actually sad because you just don't, you don't listen. It's forgiving at the same time. It's unconditionally there. It's supportive. It's always there. It's not going to leave you, right? It's not going to leave you behind. It's never going to leave us behind. It's not like that. It's not like the Creator is not like our girlfriend or boyfriend who leaves us. No, it's always there. It's unconditional. And this is the beauty of it. And He wants us to thrive, to be in our highest. Because why? Because only from there we actually utilize the Creator's power. Only from there we actually are at the highest level of service and support and impact for other people. If I will come here depressed in front of you and in deep pain, or as a victim, which, don't get me wrong, I have moments of my day where I still experience things like that. No problem, no judgment towards those who feel that way. I just wanted to show you how energy works. So, if I come that way here in the live with you, you wouldn't be inspired, you wouldn't stay here. Right? So, if I come with an energy that tends to inspire, tends to uplift, to push you forward, to help you see something inside of yourself that is going to elevate your state of consciousness. If that is what I do, which I do my best to do, then you resonate with that, right? And you actually feel supported, you feel inspired. You close this live and have a different perspective. You close this video and have a different perspective. And so this is why we have to be in our greatest power, greatest potential. And how does that look like? Because people have a specific definition of that. You have to do this and that. You have to achieve things like that. No. Remove all of that. How you show up that way is to know that you are complete and whole, as I shared, and to do your best to show up that way. Your best, not a defined best, not a defined version of you that is ideal, and if you're not that, then you're unworthy again. That's not what we're doing here. We're not putting that into a box. Your best means whatever that best is in that very moment, connected to your experience, authenticity, and all of that. In fact, to be completely honest with you, today in the morning I was at the gym. I went there at 7:30 a.m. and I felt, for half an hour, I felt so heavy, so low, for no reason. There was absolutely no reason. Just maybe some stories in my mind that could fuel that, but I was just looking at it and I was like, oh my God, I feel low, I feel heavy. Wow, okay, let me use this as fuel for the training, for the gym. And that's what I did, and I transmuted it, I alchemized it, and I felt, on the way back here, I felt excited. I made a smoothie, I had a shower, and I jumped onto this, video with you. And I felt so excited, and I was like, wow, thank you, life. Thank you, Creator, for showing me that darkness, that heaviness, because without feeling that, I couldn't show up as I showed up today. That participated, that was part of this. journey. And so whenever we are in a place where we don't feel like we are in the highest, like I felt this morning, just show up in your best. No matter what, show up in your best. And then if you say, I'm going to do the best I can, even if I feel depressive, even if I feel low, even if I feel heavy, that is always good enough. That is the energy of wholeness in action. Don't be a victim. Don't say, well, I'm not yet and I need to. And no, show up in your best. Align, transform to your best version of yourself in that moment. To the, utilize the energy that you have in that moment. And it's going to grow. It's going to continue. It's momentum. That's what momentum does. All right. And really connect with this energy of knowing that the Creator or your soul or God, however you want to call it, Source, the universe, no matter what religion, what tradition, what belief system you have or you don't have any, this life in general really works for your highest good. It is wired to work for your highest good. If you think about it, look, we are breathing by default. We don't even have to focus on it. Our hearts are pumping and working relentlessly for our entire life without even us focusing on it. The cells in our bodies that create our organs, our hands, our liver, our heart, everything, our lungs, those cells are relentlessly working in cooperation with one another to keep you alive and thriving in this human body. So you're telling me that life wants you to suffer? Life wants you to be a victim? Life wants you to have a bad experience of life? A miserable life? No. Life works for you. And it's up to you to choose. What do you do with life? What do you do with that life force? You can utilize it to be a victim, to complain, or to create. It's that simple. It's the only choices we have. To align with your calling, to align with what wants to be birthed through your experience, what wants to be explored. And the victim piece, we can only have compassion for ourselves when we are in those moments, because we all know how it feels to feel disempowered, to feel weak, to feel less, to feel unworthy, to feel shame. I'm not here to blame or judge that part of us. But there has to be a place when we choose, because we can be both at the same time. We can be both at times, throughout our day. When I feel like I'm a victim, when I feel like I'm in luck, when I feel disconnected, I sit with that, as I share with you that I did this morning. I sit with it, I feel it, I give myself love, I give myself whatever I need to alchemize it. There's no story anymore, there is no unfairness, why is this happening to me? I understand that I'm in a world where duality is the law, and so I'm experiencing duality. And now is our time, collectively speaking, but also individually speaking, to start deserving a great life, especially given that we started the year of the fire horse. This horse is going to run. Now, in which direction it runs is up to you. You have the reins. You can be on the horse. You can be on that horse. So, be on your horse. Ride it. Enjoy the journey. And for those of you who feel a deeper connection with me, I'm starting a community of masterful creators. So feel free to reach out, to write me a message. Or if you see this later, I'm gonna put this on YouTube and also an Insight Timer later. You can check info below. And also, if you feel like there's a calling, there's a mission, there's something deep inside that that has to be in the world, that has to be expressed. I'm supporting people on their soul mission, in their creations, also privately, individually. So share with me where you are on your journey. Send me a message and share where you are in your journey, and we can go from there. Thank you all who came here. Thank you all who joined. Thank you all who watched this. I wish you have a great rest of the week and weekend. Much love. Remember, you are a creator, a powerful one, and you deserve a great life. No matter how hard it was so far, no matter what you struggled with. On the contrary, the more you've been through the depth of heaviness, darkness, struggle, the more you deserve a great life. Because you already experienced what you don't want. And therefore, you now deserve to experience what you do want. Okay? Trust that. Show up. Show up for yourself. Much love. Ciao for now. I'll see you probably next week.